SIU will head for a top 10 showdown in the Fargo Dome, where they are 0-7 all time. They will try to change that this weekend with their 8th trip to Fargo, North Dakota, with the coach, Pat Poore, alongside Mike Trude. I am Luke Martin. Look, Coach Poore, this has been a NDSU program, 10 FCS national championships. That alone says the standard that they've set. They are the measuring stick, and that's exactly what SIU has on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get, and it's phenomenal. Like, if you look in the history of college football, that run that they've been on at, whatever level is just so impressive, and you use the term standard. That they are the standard. I mean, we've said it all week. To be the best, you got to beat the best, and ultimately they are the best program-wise, and even to this point in the season. But yeah, it's you can't look at it as a daunting task, though. It's still a football game. It's still 11 on 11. They prep just like everybody else, and that's kind of the approach you got to have going up there. Even though all the noise and all the hype is pretty legit.
Mike, we talked about this week too, and Coach Poore hinted at, yes, this team in terms of North Dakota State, #1 in the country. They are still having great players. They are still having great schemes, but they've also evolved with the times too. Southern's going to have to deal with a very high-octane offense in the Bison.
Yeah, a lot more motion the last couple of years than they've ever used in the past. They are not just a run-oriented team. We've seen the last couple of times that Southern has played them that the quarterback likes to get the ball down the field to some really talented receivers, and they do a lot of shifting. They do a lot of 2 tight ends, sometimes 3 tight ends, sometimes 1 tight, sometimes no tight end. So they're going to give you multiple looks, and Southern's defense is going to be tested as much this Saturday as it has been all year long.
Arguably, I don't know how much of an argument you can make that this isn't maybe the best quarterback showdown on Saturday between Cole Payton and DJ Williams. 2 of the best quarterbacks in the country. We love our guy here in Carbondale. I don't think either head coach would trade for either quarterback. They love their guy. What stands out about Cole Payton on film?
Well, just his versatility and his ability to execute at a high level, through 5 games now. And I do think that we've got to go into it and attack him with a really good plan, and I think make him prove that he's that good of a passer, or maybe somewhat improved passer based on what he played last year, his role. But keep him in the pocket. He is so good at extending plays and then either hurting you with his feet or eyes down the field making a throw to one of those talented receivers and tight end. But I think that's going to be a key thing is making him play from the pocket and beat you that way.
Raja Nelson did not play in the game last year here in Carbondale. He was hurt, and for Saluki fans, that was a really good sign, because the last time the Salukis went to Fargo, he played a big factor in that game. But now Bryce Lance, he has continued to mature. He's got an even bigger role, and man, he's one of the best receivers in college football.
He's really fun to watch. You remember Trey Lance, his brother, and he's just been phenomenal. He's got speed, great hands, and the fact that Raja Nelson is still playing, Raja now maybe doesn't get the bulk of the coverage. That makes him just as dangerous.
You look at their running back room, and look, this is still a team that will utilize the fullback position. Not very often you see fullback listed on teams 2 deeps, but man, Barika Pinu, again, a really talented running back, a physical runner. He really showed that against the Redbirds last week.
Yeah, he just another guy in a long line of great tailbacks, and that is the one constant that, principle-wise they've maintained is they still do have a good 12 personnel package. They'll line up with a fullback, H, tight end, Y, and they'll come downhill and they'll run power and they'll run tight A-gap power, and he's another great fit for what they do in that run game from the standpoint of very physical. He's fast, he's got great vision, and obviously can play with a lot of confidence behind what's up in front of him.
Defensively, they're one of the best, if not the best defense right now in the country, especially statistically speaking, Mike True. They're only giving up just a little over 9 points per game now on the year. Dutton Heifer is a heck of a defensive lineman up front. Kopp and Staling there in the middle at linebacker. There are multiple names to mention with this Bison defense. They call themselves Code Green. They've been on shutdown mode.
Number one in the country. Their defense against the rush is in the top 10 in the country. It's going to be tough, and I have a feeling that from their offensive scheme, they're going to want to grind out some drives and keep DJ Williams off the field. I think they would like it to be a low-scoring game with maybe a turnover or two deciding the game, where I think the Salukis would like a wide-open contest.
Pat, when you look at historically, as you said, you can't make it more than what it is. It's just the game this year. That's really all that matters. But there's only been 14 regular season conference losses in the Fargo Dome for NDSU. 11 of the 14 have been one-possession games. You know if you're going to get a win on Saturday, it's going to be a hard-earned one. How did the Salukis give the Bison only their 15th regular season conference home loss?
Well, I think first and foremost, you go in there with the confidence that you can do it, and knowing that you have to get to that one possession, possibly being in the fourth quarter and making that win. Talked earlier, we've played some good quarters, we've played some good halves. We got to do it for 60 minutes, and part of that is you got to match that initial physicality, whether the Storms know what you're getting into, and then be able to respond to however that game's getting played, whether it's a score and shootout type thing or it's a slobber knocker, baseball score kind of game. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just that mindset that you go in there and you have that confidence that yeah, this is doable. It's not, it's not one of those deals where it's like, we just got to go up there and play well. We got to go up there and do everything we can to win.
It is going to be a big-time atmosphere on Saturday. It's what you love about college football, and that's what Saturday will be like for Saluki Nation on the road inside the Fargo Dome. Kickoff will be at 2:30, which means our coverage on the Saluki Radio Network will begin at 1:30, and we look forward to you joining us then. For the Coach Pat Poor, for Mike Trude, I am Luke Martin. We will talk to you Saturday, Saluki Nation, for this top 10 showdown between the Dogs and the Bison. As always, go Dogs.